Hey guys, Justin here with Just Tech. I just wrapped up my Galaxy S7 review, so if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I highly recommend you do so. It's a really fantastic phone. However, for those of you who might want a case for it, I picked out my top 3 cases for the Galaxy S7. So let's go ahead and take a look.
So guys, first up we have a case that should be probably no surprise of one of my favorites. This is the Spigen Rugged Armor. Now they make this case again for tons of different devices, but I feel like they had actually some design improvements for the one for the S7. So let's go ahead and take a closer look here. Go ahead and pop our phone in. Nice tight fit, fits in there really easily. Now, unlike the Nexus 6P, the buttons are actually nice and clicky, so you get nice tactile feel back on both of these, so it's really great. Taking a look at the bottom here, you can see that you have a nice opening for your speaker, your microphone, your USB charging port, and then your headphone jack as well. A nice opening for all of these. Third party shouldn't be too much of a problem. And you can also see slightly in the top here, they actually, because the S7 is rounded on the back, they actually close it off in the back, which keeps dust out, which I think is a really nice touch here. Over on the back, this is where it really shines. You have the carbon fiber look on the top and the bottom. It doesn't really add much in terms of grip or really anything more than a visual flair, but I think it looks really nice and it feels really great in the hand. So you get a nice bit of grip here. The back doesn't pick up fingerprints as easily as it does on the iPhone version, which is really nice. So you'll have a case that looks great. It's gonna be resistant to scratches and tears and fingerprints really well. So it's gonna look awesome for a long time. So this, I'll actually start and say this is probably my favorite case. This is the one I usually have on my phone over all the other ones. So this is the one I'll probably recommend to pick up. And of course, there'll be links down below in case you want to pick one up for yourself. So the next case we have here, this is by Urban Armor Gear. This is another case that they make for a bunch of different phones. This one does all the things well that the other versions do. So let's go ahead and pop it on our phone. Now this one is actually going to be a tighter fit than probably most of them, which is good. You know, if you're asking me, this is definitely one you want to get some added protection out of. So taking a look over on the right, you have a nice raised button cover for your power button. It's also ridged, which means you get a little bit of grip on there. And over on the left here, you have the same thing with your raised volume buttons. Really clicky, really nice, really like that. On the back here, it's all gloss finish, so there's no matte finish or anything like that. It doesn't add any grip. But because the case has these ridges on the side, you can see, this is actually more where you'll be grabbing your phone, so it definitely adds grip there. You're not gonna, fall short and drop it anywhere. Up on the bottom here, we'll take a look. Nice openings for all these, probably a little bit better actually than a Spigen where that's concerned, especially for the speaker and the microphone. But nice opening for the USB port, a little smaller for the headphone jack, but you shouldn't have too much of a problem. This is a pretty easy, pretty nice opening there for most third-party ones. And one of the things I really like about the Urban Armor Gear, and they add this to all their cases, on the tops and the bottom here, you have little ridges, which means that when you lay it down, it raises it up off the back, so this stays nice and pristine. It's not that prone to scratches. It actually holds up fairly well, but just having that extra added protection there is really nice, which means this case is gonna look great for a long time. So this is probably I wanna say it's tied for second place. I have 3 cases here, but I would really actually put this one with the next one that I'm going to go over. So this is the Urban Armor Gear case for the Galaxy S7, and again, there'll be links down below in the description if you want to pick one up for yourself. So guys, the last case I'm going to take a look here at, this is the SubCase. Now, they make this one for a lot of different Android phones, I should say. And this one is actually, I like this one better, probably because the phone's a little smaller, so while it does add a little bit of bulk, it's not as big as it is on, say, like the Nexus 6P. This is one of my favorite cases for the 6P, but it adds bulk because the 6P is a bigger phone. So as you can see, it's got a clear frosted back, so we'll go ahead and pop our phone in here. Take a look, slightly tighter fit than the Spigen, but not as tight as the Urban Armor Gear. So taking a look on the back, you can see I have a carbon fiber skin from Dbrand installed. Love the frosted because that allows that to shine through. I think that looks really, really awesome. Nice wide opening for your camera and flash. Probably a little bigger than I would have liked, but it's not that big of a deal because it is raised up here. You have some nice accents on the back here. Don't really do much other than to add some aesthetics. Minimal branding, which is nice. The sides, this rubber on the around the whole phone is so grippy. It's so great. I've actually gotten the phone wet before because it's waterproof. You don't have to worry about that. But the water actually seems to enhance the gripability. Not sure what plastic they're using, but it's really, really rugged, really durable. I really like it. I think it's great. Power button, a little small. You can see here. It's kind of the power button itself is a good size, but for some reason this button cover seems a little smaller, but it is raised a little bit and it's still very clicky, which is nice. And same thing with the volume rocker, or the volume buttons. It's a little smaller, but it's easy to find and they're easy to press, which is really good. And taking a look at the bottom here, nice opening for your USB and microphone and everything. Smaller opening for the headphone jack though, so watch out if you have any bigger ones. They probably won't work in here, especially since this is like a thicker case. You can see it does protrude a bit on the top and the bottom, but overall, because the S7 is a smaller phone, this case doesn't really seem that big or that bulky, just because the phone itself is so small and so sleek. So if you're looking for a lot of protection for a really cheap price, again, there'll be some links down below. I think this one's about 12 bucks usually on sale. You'll definitely want to take a look at this one if you're looking for something protection, but also add a little style, a little flair. So guys, there you have it. That's my review of probably the top 3 cases for the Galaxy S7. There'll be links down below if you want to check them out for yourself. Highly recommend you pick up really any of these. You can't go wrong. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. If you have a favorite case of your own that I didn't mention, be sure to leave it down below. Last time you guys had a lot of recommendations for the Nexus 6P case review that I did, and I ended up changing some of my thoughts on some of those cases. So definitely let me know down in the comments. As always, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content just like this. And I'll see you guys next time here on Just Tech.